What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news. I mean some more news, a continuation of my last video with Dillian Whyte. My apologies, I had technical difficulties at the time. Volume 1 will be coming, so of course this is Volume 2. Volume 2, this is 2 of 2, okay? But Dillian Whyte says that Povetkin is a better opponent than Andy Ruiz, okay? Now, where I left off is Dillian Whyte has some nerve accusing Andy Ruiz from not being in shape. Yes, we know he wasn't in shape for the Anthony Joshua fight. Yes, that was unprofessional. That was childish. That shows inexperience at that level. That showed a lot about Andy Ruiz, and it just showed a lot of it showed something about Andy Ruiz. But can he shake back? What can he do from that? Again, like I was saying, that's a question mark. But Dillian Whyte came in the same, he's in the same ballpark, okay? He's in the same ballpark. He came in out of shape. He looked very out of shape. And then it wasn't really his shape, okay? It was the fact of his performance. His performance was flat. He had a grueling fight with a guy that he should have got out of there, honestly. And I know Watt's a tough guy and all, but he's been stopped by other people that's supposed to be lower opposition than Dillian Whyte. Okay, I understand you can't knock everybody out, but at the end of the day, I think he didn't get the KO that night because of what kind of condition he was in, and he wasn't in good shape. Okay, so he sounds like he is a hypocrite for saying that. Bottom line, and I know for the people that says, well, what do you mean Povetkin has a better career, a better resume, a better amateur resume? He does. He absolutely. You can't take that from him. But as of right now, it's not about paper, okay? It's not about what looks good on paper now, okay? You know, because see, here's the deal. What people probably don't want to hear, but this is what it will be said about Dillian Whyte making these type of comments and making these type of choices. What'll happen is the first thing they'll say is, hey, yep, you're just fighting Anthony Joshua's leftovers. See, if he fights Luis Ortiz, that will be a fresh guy for him. That'll be Deontay's leftovers, but so what? That's the person that Deontay praises. That's his toughest win. That's his best win. You beat him, you get that best win with Deontay. People don't understand that. I don't get why. Same age as Povetkin. Let's be real. Same freaking age. What, 6 months in difference? March to September. Oh, my Lord. Third month to the 6th month. His birthday's on the 28th. Povetkin's is on the 2nd of September. 28th of March, mind you. Or 29th of March. Right? So that's 6 months different. They're both 40 years old. Turning 41 this year. 79 babies, okay? They're not millennials. Dillian Whyte is a fucking millennial. You know what I mean? So, be that as it may, Alexander Povetkin, I know people will say, hey, well, his resume speaks for itself. He lost to Klitschko. He lost to Joshua, and he tied with Michael Hunter. Now, let's think about that for a minute. You went from Klitschko, then you got beat by Joshua, then you had a draw with Hunter. Now look at this. From this to here is a big difference, okay, in talent and opposition. Big, big difference. For one, Hunter was a cruiserweight, okay? He was beat by Usyk. You could say, so what? But he's coming from a different weight class, and he was still able to pull out a draw because he had Povetkin hurt at the very end. But again, this is a Povetkin that is fucking 40 years old, okay? He couldn't hang like that. He couldn't throw the punches. He did a lot of grabbing. He was the aggressor for the first part of that fight against Hunter, you know? And for Dillian Whyte to say something like that, no, it's just, no, he should stop, you know? Because anger shouldn't cloud your judgment. Again, I know Dillian Whyte is pissed, but I think anger clouded his judgment with this call by saying that Povetkin is a better opponent for him than Andy Ruiz. Okay? Now, you could look at it like this. Well, if Andy comes in fat, okay, and Dillian Whyte comes to fight, first thing they're going to say, man, you beat up a fat guy. But then Andy Ruiz has always been fat, the same fat guy that beat the guy that beat you. So let's stop. Let's stop with that. You know, and I think Andy has something to prove. So I believe Andy will get himself off the redemption list, and he might do it before Dillian Whyte now, because they're both on that redemption list, and they're on that list for a reason. And the reason that Dillian Whyte's on that list isn't because of the failed drug test, it's because he came in that fight out of shape. Because that fight could have been a fall from grace from him, on top of a fall from grace from him. How? Because he could have went in there and got beat by a guy knowing that that guy had no chance of beating him, but he beat him because his ass was out of shape. That could have happened. It didn't happen, people, but it could have happened. Let's just be real. Okay? Yeah, it could have happened. Why? Because Whyte gave him some punches. Okay? But luckily, the opposition wasn't there. You know, Whyte was a tune-up fight. We get that, but damn, don't come in out of shape. Let alone you got a tune-up fight because you need a fight, but then you come in fat. And again, like this is not the only time. Okay, that ain't all what put him on the list. You know, that's helped put him on the list, the redemption list. Dillian Whyte, I'm talking about. What also put him on the list is what he did beginning of the year of 2019. He knocked out Derek Chisora, right? Knocked him out the 11th round. He went 11th round with this guy, had a great fight. I liked that fight. I liked the first fight between those two. However, what happened between, was it November, December, January, February, March, April? That's damn near, that's 5 months, okay? 5 months, the 28th of in London, he knew that Anthony Joshua needed an opponent. He wanted that opponent to be Deontay Wilder. Matter of fact, Anthony Joshua was there ringside when he knocked out Chisora. Do you guys remember that? But what does Dillian Whyte do? Dillian Whyte, instead of, hey, using that mentality, hey, I'm going to stay ready, stay ready so I don't have to get ready. He went over to America bluffing Eddie Hearn because he wanted something. I don't know. I think that was a PR move by himself, but he came over in the meantime. It's cool to run game and weigh your options and come over and talk to the PBC guys, and he claims that he heard this from this guy and heard that from that guy, and then to find out the $50 million was real and all this, that, and the other. But what did he do at the same damn time? The same damn time, he went and got fat, out of shape, didn't want to visit a gym. You visited every fucking Philly cheesesteak or New York style pizza slice in New York City, right? But what he did not do, he did not maintain his tempo, his health. That's one vital thing that people need to understand. You have to take care of your health. You have to take care of your body. People get insurance on cars, on houses, and all types of stuff, but they don't insure their body. What Dillian Whyte showed me was he gets vastly out of shape in between fights. That's the other element that put him on the redemption list, people. Okay? That's what put him there. That's the other factor that I looked at like, wait a minute, that's not right, because that shows that you're not willing to take risk and not really being prepared, and he's on a different level. Dillian Whyte's on a different level. People look at Dillian Whyte as like that second under Joshua, especially in the UK, right? So, that's the guy that Deontay Wilder's ducking and avoiding and all that shit. We get that. But then Dillian Whyte's making a piss poor decision on not being in shape, staying in shape, taking the advantages of what he could do at the time. He couldn't do it. And he claimed, it's not enough time. You knew when he booked 2 dates in advance. You should have been in shape. Nobody told you to come to the US of A and eat all this bad bullshit over here. Okay? And then you come back and say, Andy Ruiz came in fat his last fight, so did you. Well, I don't know if he'll come in shape. Well, you have to redeem yourself too. Make sense, guys? That's what I'm talking about. So, Dillian Whyte, I know he's pissed at Andy Ruiz or whatnot, but Andy Ruiz was the first choice. So he can't all of a sudden be lower opposition or a second choice to Povetkin just because Andy Ruiz decided to do something else and go home back to the PBC. That's my counterpunch on that, guys. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you all been counterpunched. Peace.